Cloudian is making strategic investments in the edge with our hyper analytics platform. This is being led and developed by our Chief Technology Officer, Gary Ogasawara, and the new tech team underneath his guidance. And you'll hear about this more later in 2022 as we kind of transition into the beta phase. But at a high level, the hyper analytics platform, it combines compute and storage into a single platform for development of edge applications. And it's comprised of three main components of its pluggable architecture. So there's a system management layer. This allows you to deploy pods for infrastructure and apps natively via Kubernetes. The infrastructure layer, obviously contains the containerized version of Hyperstore to provide S3 compatible object storage. It's leveraging and integrating S3 Select for filtering, S3 Object Lambda for transformation, and as we mentioned, as the topic of this prediction is a streaming feature store. The third layer in that architecture is applications. So this is streaming aggregation, the machine learning execution, and training of those models. And within the kind of double clicking a little bit into the infrastructure layer, that's where really one of the key components of the architecture resides, and that's the streaming feature store. This utilizes AWS SageMaker APIs for all the put, the get, the delete records, and a series of streaming APIs for operations like time travel, aggregation, and mapping. And within the streaming feature store, there are two types of feature stores: there's an online and an offline. And both are required because there's applications and use cases out there that require data from both structured and streaming sources simultaneously. For low latency type operations, real-time requests, those are supported by that online feature store. And for the more denser, high capacity, more historical type data and analysis, that's provided in massively scalable elastic storage for these offline feature stores. So these feature stores really ingest data from sources, or just from sources such as raw data, structured data, event data, data lakes, and are used by online apps, batch processing apps, and they are really are a key input to create, train, and test out these AI and ML models. The existing streaming feature store API sets available today in the market, they vary in levels of maturity and capabilities. We're definitely early on in this space. And this has been one of the challenges. It's made it more difficult for developers and organizations to use these, and it has really held back and constrained adoption. But as obviously the prediction states, we're predicting in 2022, 2022 will bring with it major strides in these areas, and new API innovations will help catapult adoption of edge analytics and make data processing and analytics at the edge a reality.